Now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 888-210-5311 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Introducing $3 daily deals at Wiener Schnitzel. Sunday gets a deal. Monday gets a deal. Every day gets a deal. A different deal every day for just $3. Wiener Schnitzel.
Welcome back along the coast today. It says partly cloudy, but I really think we're going to see more clearing than that. Sunny and breezy downtown and for the San Fernando Valley today, where temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Low 80s for the Orange County area, Inland Empire, upper 80s, mid 90s, sunny and windy for the high desert. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend coming up.
Activism and humanitarian efforts. Aaron Myers shows us why.
Hi, YouTube. The Dodgers held their 10th annual Pride Night last night. It was to welcome and celebrate the LGBTQ community, but it was not without controversy. There was a large group of protesters speaking out against the sisters who received an award. A large group of activists and those with Catholic and Christian groups came out to rally and protest in response to the Dodgers honoring the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence with a Community Hero Award prior to last night's game against the Giants. The award was for the sisters' charitable and humanitarian work.
Filled me not only with joy and gladness, but a sense of safeness and security and a sense that who I am, as ridiculous as this may be, is welcome on the face of the earth.
The sisters described themselves as a group of queer and trans nuns who focus on philanthropic work, but not everyone was supportive of them. Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw said, "I don't agree with making fun of other people's religions. It has nothing to do with anything other than that." Many protesters felt the same, saying the group mocks the faithful.
And they're ridiculing the good sisters in the Catholic Church.
We're here to pray for them as well, because we don't know why they feel that they need to do this.
The sisters say that they have many members who are religious and that it is not a mockery. They see being a nun as a calling and as a lifelong service to the LGBTQ community. The controversy started in May when the Dodgers rescinded their invitation to honor the sisters after receiving backlash. They reversed that decision and re-invited them after blowback from lawmakers and LGBTQ groups. We are told that the protests remained peaceful and that no arrests were made. On June 30th, the Dodgers are hosting a Christian Faith and Family Day. Reporting here outside of Dodger Stadium, I'm Aaron Myers, KTLA 5 News.
Plenty of headlines from our nation's capital.
Here's what we're watching in Washington this morning. Former Trump fixer Michael Cohen will not be released from probation early. A U.S. district judge denied his request, citing false comments he made in a book and TV interview as the reason. The judge ruled an early release would not prevent Cohen from committing even more crimes. Cohen worked as a former President Trump's personal lawyer from 2006 to 2018.
A federal judge blocking an Indiana law that would ban puberty blockers and hormones for transgender minors. The law was set to go into effect July 1st. The ACLU filed an injunction on behalf of 4 young people undergoing transgender treatments and 1 doctor performing them, arguing the ban would violate the U.S. Constitution's equal protection guarantee.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken heading to China this weekend. This makes him the highest-ranking member of the Biden administration to visit the country. The State Department says talks will focus on managing economic competition between the 2 countries.
President Biden announcing Live Nation and Ticketmaster will change their policies on hidden fees known as junk fees. There were excessive hidden fees ticket buyers that they didn't know about until their purchase was complete. The company's now agreeing to reveal those costs up front after several months of pressure from Congress and the Biden administration.
NBA legend Michael Jordan selling his majority ownership in the Charlotte Hornets. The franchise made the announcement yesterday. Jordan will now have a minority stake in the team once the deal is finalized. He bought the team 13 years ago for $275 million.